Welcome to the Eden Prairie Planning Commission. The date is Monday, February 27th. Will everyone please rise for Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may be seated. First item of tonight's agenda is the approval of tonight's agenda. Does anyone have any changes they'd like to make? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll move for approval of the agenda.
Second.
The motion is second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Next item is the approval for the minutes for the February 13th, 2017 meeting. Does anyone have any changes that they'd like to make? Or any additions for that matter? Not seeing any? So I'll entertain a motion.
Move to approve the agenda? Excuse me, the minutes.
Do you want to reopen that?
Move a second.
Second.
Second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Great. Moving on to public hearings for tonight. The first one is Rockwell addition. The location of the project's 15480 Sunrise Circle East. The request is for a preliminary plat on one lot into two lots on 1.05 acres. And with that, will the proponent of the project please come forward? State your name and spell your last name for city record and tell us a little bit about your project, please.
All right, good evening. My name is Jeremy Rock. My last name is spelled R-O-C-K. I do have a PowerPoint I'd like to show you
That would be great.
very briefly.
There should be a microphone over there on the other side. You can just walk right over there,
Well,
or do you
I've
have
got
it
the
all right
clicker
there?
here, so I
Okay.
think we're good.
All right.
We are looking to split this lot. Not sure if you've all had time to review what was turned in, but this will be very brief. This is the location of the property. It is north of Pioneer Trail near the airport in a circle neighborhood. The property is just over an acre and it already has a sewer and water stubbed in for the back half of the property to be subdivided. It just never was. We've purchased that property to remodel the existing home and subdivide it into two pieces so we can build a home on the north half of the lot. This is the survey showing the existing home on the
Rob,
southern
can you
half.
speak right up into that microphone just so
Oh,
our
I'm
audience
sorry.
at home
Thank you.
can hear
Is
you
there an
as well?
extension for tall guys?
No.
Over here? The existing home on the southern half, you can see, and then there's a shaded area on the north half showing where the new home would be proposed to go. There was a garden in the back that, of course, will be going away now. That's the only other thing that shows on that north half of the lot. So we're going to split north and south. So then that north half, we would have to remove 4 trees to put in a driveway. Tree inventory was done, and I believe there were 56 total trees on the property. So it's pretty heavily treed already. One of those 4 trees is an insignificant 4-inch diameter tree. The other 3 are officially significant. Then we'll excavate for the home and reuse that soil for grading in front of the home. So you can see the darker topography lines there to the west side of the home shows where it'll be re-landscaped and graded so that it drains properly. And that'll all be done without any significant interruption to the soil around the base of the trees in their root zone for the existing trees that are there. And this is a front view of what the home will look like. It has a 3-car garage. On the outside, that's the only thing different from this picture, which is the same model of home that was built last year on Westgate Trail. And you'll notice the numbers on the address are backwards in here because I flipped the image over. So we just changed it a little bit so it looks a little different than the other house and added the 3rd-car garage. This is a little bit of the inside finishes in the home. And that's pretty much it. I believe that we've complied with everything that city staff has asked us to do, and we've made sure that we're not going to take down too many trees or anything like that. So that's about all I have to say.
Great.
Unless you
Thank
have
you
questions.
very much. We'll let you know if we have any other further questions.
All right.
You can have a seat. Thank you very much. Ms. Julie.
Mr. Chair, members of
Back
the
and forth.
commission, the property is zoned R122, so there is no rezoning request this evening. It is simply a subdivision of an existing property from one parcel into two parcels. As the proponent mentioned, The proposal is consistent with the performance standards of the city code, so there are no waivers that are being requested as a part of this plan. And I'm happy to answer any questions that you might have. It's a pretty straightforward proposal.
Great. We like no waivers, right? Yes, please go ahead.
Julie, could I just ask a question? Has staff received anything from any of the neighbors objecting at all?
Mr. Chair, members of the commission, staff has not received any concerned feedback about the proposal. The proponent did have a neighborhood meeting in which there were several people that attended. I think that was noted in your staff report, but we've not received any concerned comments.
Thank you.
My only question was if it's possible to save some of those trees, and clearly they are saving most of them, so I think it's a great project. I support it.
Okay. Anything else from any of the commissioners? Pretty straightforward. Okay, if I'm not seeing anything, I'll entertain a motion.
Move to close the public hearing.
Before you do that, I just want to make sure there is no one out there, which there isn't, so thank you very much. Go ahead.
I will again move to close the public hearing.
Thank you very much. Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
I would move to recommend approval for the preliminary plat of one lot into 2 lots on 1.05 acres based on plan stamp dated February 6, 2017, and the information included in the staff report of February 22nd, 2017.
Second.
The motion second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Congratulations. You move forward with your project. Thank you. Okay, moving on to a code amendment related to tree replacement. The request is to amend City Code Chapter 11 relating to tree replacement. Who will be doing that one? Okay, Julie, thank you very much.
Mr. Chair, members of the commission, if you'll recall, not too long ago, I believe it was in November or December, I believe November, the Planning Commission heard a code amendment regarding tree replacement and revisiting some of those standards. As you recall, there were several changes that were made with the tree replacement revisions. For instance, heritage trees were defined and regulations for those were provided. The equation used to calculate tree replacement was revised to reflect the changed condition of where the city is at in its development process versus where it was 20, 25 years ago. As a part of that overall effort, there were multiple discussions with the Planning Commission and with the City Council about what the desires of the policymakers were to be reflected in the proposed language. As a part of those discussions, there was specific conversation about allowing credit for heritage trees that are saved towards the tree replacement requirement. And the amendment you have before you this evening simply adds that back in. It is a housekeeping change. It is reflective of the conversation that Planning Commission and Council had at the time. And now we're folding that into the overall revisions to reflect that as well. So I'm happy to answer any other questions that you might have, and I'm sure Mr. Bourne is as well.
Commissioners, any questions for city staff at all? Okay.
Mr. Chair, if I can add one more thing. We have received, in the interim, we have received some development applications. Of course, the current ordinance as it reads right now does not include the language that's proposed this evening. So staff will be working with developers who have submitted an application in that interim. But I did want to let you know that there is a developer out there specifically that is asking the question about whether or not their proposal would be subject to the amendment before you this evening versus what is currently on the books right now. So staff will continue to work with them through the process. We will consult the city attorney as well as to what is the proper application of the rules at the appropriate time.
As far as you know, is it just one applicant that's out there?
Mr. Chair, members of the commission, yes, I believe it's just one.
Question.
Yes, please.
So, question for the city. Just this did pass already, the changes, and then we're just going back and making this change to capture the discussion?
Mr. Chair, members of the commission, the majority of the changes have been made. This one, great term, was not captured the first time around. It was discussed. It was intended to be in the language that was passed back in November, but it was not. So now we're coming back with this housekeeping change to add it in.
So did the developer that came forward, were they was it after November when the first changes went in?
Mr. Chair, members of the commission, yes, their application was received after November.
Okay. So are we gonna, I would hope that we would try to let them fall within the new changes, since that was the spirit of the conversation in November, right? Is that the plan, or?
We will continue to work with them. They may have a preference, and,
Oh, all right.
and
Gotcha.
staff may have some due diligence that we need to do as to what is the appropriate use of the regulations, but that will be an ongoing conversation likely.
Gotcha, thank you.
Okay, any other follow-up questions? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
Move to close the public hearing. Oh, shit, first name.
I
Nobody.
think I
Fair
don't think
enough.
we see anyone out there, so we're okay.
Okay, I'll move to close the public hearing.
Second.
Motion second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Move to recommend approval to amend City Code Chapter 11 relating to tree replacement based on the information included in the staff report dated February 22nd, 2017.
Second.
Motion second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. We're good, moving on. Any planners report for tonight?
Mr. Chair, members of the commission, I just wanted to again cover the item that we talked about last time. The Planning Commission is invited to attend the March 7th work session with the City Council. It is a work session that will cover the Aspire 2040, Aspire Eden Prairie 2040. It's the comp plan update for 2018. So the city's consultant will be there to review the process and review timeline, things of that sort. So you are invited to attend. If you could please RSVP to Lori Creamer by tomorrow, or let me know tonight after the meeting as to what your intentions are, so that for planning purposes, we know who will be there.
What
That'd be
time
much
is that at?
appreciated. The dinner starts at 5 o'clock. You may come for dinner, or you may choose to come at 5:30 when the official meeting starts. And that is held downstairs in the Heritage Rooms.
Great. Okay, anything else on the planners report?
I'm sorry, sir, no.
Okay, all right, very good. Any members' reports for tonight? Any continuing business? Any new business? If not, I'll entertain a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Second.
Motion second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Meeting is adjourned, thank you.